Hello, everybody. Welcome to Eat, Sleep, List. My name is Matt Johnson, your host, and today, for Fun List Friday, with the NBA playoffs on the horizon, we are going to be talking about those awesome jerseys. That's right. We are making the NBA jersey list. Let's get to work. All right, I'm going to be completely transparent with each and every single one of you watching this video. Despite this awesome, great fit that I have going on right now, all right, these work safety glasses, this Wilson headband I bought from Target maybe 2 hours ago, and this Pacers jersey that I bought at a game several years ago, I am not good at basketball. In fact, I'm terrible, horrendous. I like shooting it around, by myself, away from people when they're not looking. But as far as playing in a game of basketball, not my cup of tea. Don't pick me. Like, I'm just the last one picked for basketball in phys ed class every single time. And rightfully so. Also, NBA, professional basketball is, like, I don't watch it all that much, even though it is probably my second favorite professional sport. It goes like football, basketball, baseball, hockey. So I'm not as diehard as many people watching this video. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I can't talk about it. And especially what we're talking about today, right? The jerseys. There's been so many great NBA jerseys over the 70 years that the National Basketball Association has been around and organized. To me, the NBA has the best jerseys, best uniform, way better than football. I think it could be viewed neck and neck, but I've had so much trouble I know what my top 10 favorite NFL jerseys are of all time. I really struggled narrowing down 10 for this list today. And it's one of those lists that I could have had 20, 25 easily, and I might have still been struggling to narrow it down to that much. That's how great NBA jerseys are. There's been so many drastic looks. They have the, just various years, generations of teams have different looks and styles and colors. The city jerseys, some of the city jerseys are really cool looking. I was looking through a lot of those. Like, every team has like just tons and tons of jerseys to really narrow down and look through, and pick out for a top 10 list. It was insane, but yeah. But my history with the NBA, like, it goes back. I did like it a lot in the 90s because Michael was that dude. Michael was that guy. Michael Jordan was the GOAT of all GOATs when it comes to professional sports, in my opinion, because he transcended it. He was mainstream. He had his, the Hanes commercials, and he had his own shoe, and he had, Space Jam, which was like the best thing as a kid, right? You get Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes together. It was one of the coolest things, and I still love and cherish that movie. That was prime for me. Like, I wanted to know how good Michael was doing as a 6-7-year-old kid. Like, I was so enticed by Michael Jordan and what he did. He's not doing McDonald's advertisements and whatnot. I remember I was at like a flea market when I was 5 or 6, and my uncle Mark bought me a Bulls hat. And I don't know where it went, but I adored that hat. I put it on every chance I got. It was a world championship hat. And it was just cool because that's just what Michael Jordan was. He was basketball to me. Nobody else mattered. He was basketball. But nowadays it's tricky. It's hard. There's so many basketball games going on. I'm starting to get headaches from this. I gotta take this off. There's so many basketball games going on, and it's a long season. It's kind of like I view it the way that I do baseball and hockey, where it's just too much, and it's not appointment television quite the way like football is. But my connection now through basketball is definitely NBA on TNT. The best sports show, in my opinion. I watch it for the jokes and the pranks and all the little skits, and then there's also some basketball talk on the side. I can't tell you how many hours at work I've spent just listening to Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal just say the funniest and dumbest things, make each other laugh. It's great, and I'm really sad to hear that it's getting canceled, moved, whatever the situation is with it. It's not going to be the same. But I've also only been to one NBA game in my life, and it was in 2022. Going to Indianapolis to see the Colts play. I had bought these tickets for me and my brother to go see. It was Colts versus Chargers because he's a Chargers fan, and we sat and just watched the Colts get curb stomped. Just terrible. And, it was cool to see the Chargers, punch a ticket to the playoffs. It was pretty neat. But I had bought so many tickets through this app, Vivid Seats, that not a sponsor, so I'm not plugging them. If they want to sponsor the show, that'd be great, but I don't see why they would. But I had free ticket. I had like an X amount of money that I can use, and there happened to be a Pacers game going on in Indianapolis that week. I think it was the night after or 2 nights after. And so we went to go see the Pacers play the Hawks, and it was great. Like, that's where I got this jersey from. Like, I bought this just because I had to. I have a Pacers hat somewhere that I was trying to find for this episode. But like, it was the most fun I've had. Like, some of the most fun I've had going to a sporting event with the music and the way the crowd got into it and just everything. A very fun atmosphere. It was surreal to go to that. I was actually really I'm like, man, I wish there was basketball a lot closer, like in Buffalo. Granted, there used to be a pro basketball team in Buffalo, but that's long gone, and I wish it would come back. So I think the city would embrace it, maybe, possibly. Can't be much worse than the Sabres right now, that's for sure. But yeah, the NBA has been an integral part. Pro basketball has been an integral part of my life. Even though I haven't loved it and been obsessed with it, it's been around. It's been there. It's been omnipresent. No matter what I do, I have this really cool slight connection. He has no idea who I am, but I know very well who he is. Johnny Flynn came out of my high school, Niagara Falls High School, and while he is infamously known as the guy that the Timberwolves selected ahead of Steph Curry back during that draft, I look at it as, damn, somebody I went to school with, somebody who came out of my area, got drafted into the NBA, which is the coolest thing. No matter how his career turned out, whatever you may think about it, he got to live a dream and be in the National Basketball Association, which is better than I can't make fun of that. There's a lot of people who shouldn't and can't make fun of that. This dude made it, earned a paycheck from the National Basketball Association, and he did it. He made it that far. All right, that is the coolest thing, that I went to school with somebody like that. But yeah, again, not the biggest fan, but it is my number 2 favorite pro sport to watch, and it's been around. It's been ever present in my life since a very young age. All right, so we're in the theme of talking about jerseys and whatnot, and that's really how do you make a list from that? Jerseys are a really cool universal language with people. Obviously, I have more football ones than basketball ones. I think this is my only basketball one that I still have. But look good, you feel good, I guess is one way to take it. I don't know, I got some cool jerseys in here that people might not like. They might think that they look like trash. I don't know. I like getting dressed up. I like getting dressed up for certain things, and NBA jerseys are, again, some of the best. Some of the best of the best. I find it so interesting. I feel like NBA jerseys or not just NBA jerseys, but jerseys in general are such a great icebreaker for people. I like the most random jerseys you can possibly find. In the football department, I want what's the weirdest one that I have? I mean, I have several of the Colts, like one-hit wonder ones, like jerseys. Like I have an Eric Ebron. He was only there for a little while. I have a Matt Ryan and all this stuff, and I wear them proudly. I have like a Ryan Fitzpatrick Jets one. Like I love these random jerseys. Sam Darnold Panthers. Like I love random jerseys because I feel like they're nice icebreakers. Because people will ask you and inquire about them, and yeah, it's just fun. And if you're into collecting things, like NBA jerseys are one of the best things you can collect. I've seen some really cool collections on the internet. It's really hard to put together lessons from the list, but use it. You can use jerseys as a way of dialogue, a way of conversation, a universal language, and a way to connect with people, I think, simply put. I want to make it also very clear that this is my top 10 list. This is not gospel. This should not be held against anybody else's list. All right. I like what I like. There's some very unique jerseys on this list. I think maybe 3 of them people will like ultimately agree with. All right. People will be like, okay, yeah, I can see why that's on there. Maybe 3 or 4. But I like I talked about in my very brief lessons from the list, I like it weird. I like weird jerseys, weird uniforms, weird, like, why do you have that? Why do you like this? I think it's a fun conversation and icebreaker. I really, truly do. So this list should not be hung up somewhere, overanalyzed, discussed in any way, but it's not gospel, but I do like it. All right, my top 10 NBA jerseys are as follows. My number 10, I referenced earlier that Buffalo used to have a basketball team. In fact, doing this list, I found out that Buffalo, Rochester, New York, and Syracuse, New York all had professional basketball teams at some point. But I'm going to take a look at the Buffalo one, the Buffalo Braves. All right, very proud that Buffalo had a team. They moved out to Los Angeles, and I believe they're the Clippers now. Yeah, they're the Clippers now. But I'm going to go with the blue and white home jerseys from the Buffalo Braves. They wore them from 1973 to 1978. And we're talking, Bob McAdoo's probably the most famous one to rock a Buffalo Braves jersey. But just it's, oh man, I would trade anything for a Buffalo basketball team again. I really, truly would. It's like the one sport that this area is missing now. Like we have not like a semi-pro baseball team, but like a AAA developmental farm team, baseball team in the Buffalo Bisons. We have the Buffalo Sabres. We have the Buffalo Bills in football. We have the Buffalo Bandits lacrosse team. But what we're really missing is like a big representative basketball team. And I love it. But you'll see some trends with this list. I love blue. I love that kind of Carolina, like North Carolina blue, powder blue. It just looks good. It just looks good live. Sometimes pictures don't do it justice, but it looks cool. It stands out to me, and that is why it's my number 10. Number 9. We're going to the Utah Jazz. All right, you're gonna see a lot of the jerseys are like older. I don't think I have too many modern ones. I really don't. But I'm gonna go to the Utah Jazz, late '90s, early 2000s. It's those purple mountain jerseys. Just the cool aesthetic. Purple's not like the most popular coloring used for a lot of sports teams. I don't feel like you got the Ravens and Vikings in football, but it can be used very, very effectively. And the Utah Jazz did use it very effectively. It's got like a purple mountain, purple overall design, white mountain with kind of like a blue outline of the mountain. They used it from 1996 to 2004. It's just very aesthetically pleasing to me, and it's very 90s. It's very nice. I really can't say much more to that, but it pops. It defines the era, and that's kind of when, that 90s generation is really when I was watching or just aware of the NBA, so that's what I grew up in. Playing the old, like, NBA Live games, like that. I was always gravitated towards the teams with the coolest jerseys, and the Utah Jazz and these Purple Mountain jerseys were that. So that's my number 9. Number 8, being a lifelong Indiana Pacers fan since 2022, the one game that I went to. I root for them by association. They've had a lot of cool jerseys in their day. I was really close to putting their city jersey on because I think it's really good. I remember when they released them, a lot of Pacers fans weren't really overly fond of them, but I like them. I liked them, but that's not what I'm choosing today. I don't know if it's because it looks like a track like uniform or like a wrestling singlet like that I would have worn when I was in high school, but I'm going to go the Indiana Pacers home jerseys from 1985 to 1990. They're predominantly blue. It's got a little yellow going across. It says Pacers, and there's some white to it. Blue and yellow are my high school's colors. That was Niagara Falls Wolverines. It was a play on the Michigan Wolverines. So and I'm just gravitated towards it, and I like older jerseys. I think there is just more effort put into that. I don't know how to describe it really, but I like it. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain, but it just catches my eye. So Indiana Pacers, had to have a jersey from them on there. If that's a team I'm going to pull for, then that's the team I'm going to put on here. So that is my number 8. Number 7, late 90s. A lot of teams were switching up their colors for some reason, and they just pulling out these random color combinations. I'm not sure what it was because there's quite a few that I was looking at that just for no reason at all just like did a complete 180 on their traditional team colors. But I'm going to go the Golden State Warriors, all right, and their dark blue, yellow, and red jerseys from 1997 to 2001. I like the font for the Warriors on here, and I just like how drastically different it is. Like their blue and yellow now is just fine. Like it's just great, and it's cool, and I think it's one of the better current jerseys in play. But I think knowing what I know now with those jerseys and seeing the difference from that late 90s era, it makes it stand out to me. And I think that's partially why I like it so much. There's another jersey on here that kind of fits that bill, and there's going to be coming up soon enough. But, yeah, I'm going to go the Golden State Warriors, 1997 or 2001 home jersey, dark blue, yellow, and red. Number 6, I didn't know if I should do the current ones because the current ones are probably some of the most iconic NBA jerseys of all time. But I'm going to go from when the Los Angeles Lakers were back in Minneapolis, way back in the 50s, before they moved to Los Angeles, right? Because Minneapolis is a lot of lakes, and that's kind of where the name came from. But they had these powder blue and yellow jerseys, very simple. It said well, the first one said like MPLS from Minneapolis on it. I didn't like the writing, but it eventually became like this Lakers. It just basically said Lakers in powder blue and yellow. I love powder blue and yellow. Spoiler alert for when we do the NFL jerseys in September, that the Chargers colors are my absolute favorites. Okay, so if you're still watching this 5 months from now when we do that list, spoiler alert, it's going to be high up there. All right, and I don't know if I like this so much because, like, being a history snob, that I'm like, oh, wow, cool, the Lakers were in Minneapolis, and I need to share this information. Or I just really like the combo. Blue and yellow color combination. These are from 51 to 58. And I really like the Denver Nuggets ones that are, like, the same color aesthetic as this. They didn't make my list. But I like the fact that this Lakers team that is so like when you hear Lakers, it's purple and gold instantaneously. Like that's their colors. To see what they were way back when, I think is really cool. So that's why it comes into my number 6. Number 5, just like the Golden State Warriors, this team had a weird color switcheroo in the mid to late 90s. I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're blue, black, and orange jerseys from 1994 to 1999. I actually don't like these. Like I actually really genuinely like these, and it's not just because it's so vastly different from what we're used to with the Cavs. I generally like this color combination, and I think it works. It's hard for me to picture like LeBron in these jerseys or some of the other greats that have passed through Cleveland, but I think it's cool. I was mind blown when I seen a picture that brought back all these memories. I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot that the Cavs went with this color scheme. So that is my number 5. The Cavs home jerseys, a blue, black, and orange from 1994 to 1999. My number 4 is we're going to Phoenix and the Suns and those beautiful purple and orange jerseys from 1992 to 2000. It had basically the basketball kind of traveling across the jersey. So many great names I can associate with that one. But again, when purple is used effectively in jerseys, it looks cool. And the purple and orange, they complement each other so nicely. They really do. Like the orange just pops when surrounded by purple, and it's one of honestly my favorite color combinations. And it might stem from this era with the Suns. When they wore these jerseys, I just like the basketball kind of just looks like it's going across the jersey. It pops. It's cool. I love it. I'm not going to ramble and try to justify this any more than I already have. So number 4, the Phoenix Suns. Number 3, this one was, I think this one's a pretty common consensus amongst a lot of people, but I'm going to go the Toronto Raptors original home jerseys, the Raptor, which was predominantly purple with the red Raptor on it. They used it from 1995 to 1999. I kind of get why they went away from it, but I also don't because it is so iconic. Like, I guess having like cartoon characters on your jersey, it just, I don't know, it doesn't scream professional, but it stood out, and I think that's why it's so beloved, is because that jersey was the way that it was. I know me growing up as a kid, as somebody who likes dinosaurs, like, that was cool. Like, oh, the Toronto Raptors? What? I need to seek this team out. Another just jersey uniform that I loved, and I would kill for a Raptors jersey right now. I like that OG Raptors jersey. I was looking up and trying to find a cheap one so I can wear it, but none of them would make it in time for this recording. It's iconic. It's great, and it's cool to think about too. And in a decade where Michael Jordan was the biggest thing to happen, that I vividly remember this Raptor jersey. Like that was a kind of a hook in for me as far as additionally following basketball. But man, like, the drop off in the jersey style is insane. Like when Kawhi Leonard won it with the Raptors, like just seeing that uniform compared to this, what a drop off. Like, this was peak. Like they should have found better ways to incorporate the Raptors and a Raptor in their jersey, I personally feel. But that's just me. But that is my number 3. My number 2 is the Denver Nuggets 85 to 93 home jersey. It's got that rainbow mountain thing, the blue, the skyline, and the mountains, and it's so 80s. And again, a lot of great names that wore that jersey, and the I'm not gonna say quality, but the design it just doesn't pop like it used to. I love these Denver Nuggets jerseys. This is another one that I want all these jerseys. I should stop just saying that I just want these specific, like a specific one, but I want every single one of these jerseys that I'm discussing with today. But it's beautiful. It pops. It's very of the era, and I think that's what works. And when they pull out the throwbacks from this, I get excited. I really, truly do. So the Denver Nuggets, the rainbow skyline jersey, that's my number 2. And my number 1, this is the most modern one by a long shot, but a couple years ago, the Miami Heat dropped a Vice They call it the Vice jerseys. All right, these cool neon lights that were very 80s aesthetic, reminded you of Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But my favorite one was the black, blue, and magenta one. But they were all cool. The white, blue, and magenta one was also equally cool. But if I had to pick one over the other, it would be the predominantly black uniform. Just so different. Just very fitting. It was very, right, they're doing these city jerseys. Like, that was the perfect city jersey. I don't even know if it was classified as a city jersey, but to me, that's the one that stood out the most. And, man, I'm not going to say that I really want this one because, again, I want all of them. But this one is it's really cool. And my all-time favorite NBA jersey. It is. There's so many great jerseys over the long history of the NBA, so many traditional ones that I didn't want to necessarily list because, again, the Lakers one is iconic, the Bulls, iconic, the Celtics, iconic. There's so many great jerseys over the vast history of it, but these are my 10 absolute favorites because they stand out, because the way that they do, the era that they came from, what they represent. That's why I love them, simply put. And that's all you need. When it comes to your favorites, the simplest justification is all you need. But there it is, everybody. That is my top 10 favorite NBA jerseys of all time list. Short and sweet, to the point. Next week, we have some fun. It is WrestleMania weekend, and we are doing a WrestleMania list with Listception. Listception is coming back for the third time on this show and the YouTube show. So next Friday, we have that to look forward to. But thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. I hope if your favorite NBA team is in the playoffs, that they do good things, and you get some emotional benefit from your team doing good in the playoffs. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Until next time, do you even list?